Welcome to The Explainer. You know, creating high-quality, authoritative content used to take a massive toll. You're either shelling out for expensive freelancers, burning your own midnight oil, or crossing your fingers that a traditional AI bot doesn't hallucinate facts and absolutely wreck your reputation. But today, we're diving into an actionable playbook that totally bypasses all of that. We're going to map out exactly how to monetize Google's new NotebookLM. We're not just looking at what it does, we are getting into the exact mechanics of how people are using it to generate highly profitable content right now. If you want a lucrative revenue stream without the usual headaches, you are in the right place. Let's get into it. Okay, let's dive into this and look at our roadmap for today. We'll start with the AI real estate boom. Then we'll unpack Google's NotebookLM. After that, we're looking at profiting from B2B services, the affiliate marketing engine, and finally, scaling without a keyboard. So, Section 1. The AI real estate boom, timing the market opportunity. Whenever there's a huge technological shift, you really see two types of people emerge: those who just consume the tech and those who actually turn it into an opportunity. And right now, NotebookLM is handing us that second option on a silver platter. One of our sources, AI founders, perfectly captured this urgency. They said, it's literally like buying prime real estate before the city gets built around it. What's that city? It's the whole emerging infrastructure of AI-generated enterprise content. The market is wide open right now, but fast forward a year, the zoning laws will be up, the metaphorical skyscrapers will be blocking the view, and the market's going to be super saturated. People are going to seriously wish they had started building their automated systems when the ground was still cheap. Moving to Section 2, unpacking Google's NotebookLM, the engine behind the content. Before we get into the money, we have to understand the engine that makes this entire blueprint actually work. Now, what's really interesting here is the stark contrast with traditional AI. Those older tools scrape the whole unregulated internet, which brings a huge risk of hallucinating facts. NotebookLM, though, it operates on a restricted knowledge base. You literally feed it your specific documents, your YouTube links or PDFs, and it only gives you outputs based strictly on what you uploaded. It's a completely secure walled garden, which means zero hallucination. Why is that the holy grail for business-to-business services? Because corporate execs are terrified of AI making up fake stats that turn into massive PR nightmares. With this, you can turn verified internal data into an engaging podcast or a crisp slide deck, completely confident that every single fact is locked down. That absolute guarantee of accuracy is exactly what businesses will pay top dollar for. And honestly, the execution is shockingly simple. According to our source, Tutorials with Noel, it's just a quick 4-step process. Step 1, you just create a fresh workspace for your specific client. Step 2, upload your high-quality sources, maybe a dry company PDF or a long YouTube video. Step 3 is where the magic actually happens: prompting for output. You don't just ask for a basic summary, you tell the AI to extract key insights and script something captivating. Think about taking a dense 50-page technical manual and with one prompt, watching it instantly transform into a lively 2-host audio debate. It's wild! And finally, Step 4. Generate. One click, the heavy lifting is done, and you've got polished, ready-to-sell audio or visual assets. All right, Section 3, profiting from B2B services, selling time and presence. This brings us to the first major monetization bucket: creating high-leverage B2B services. The sheer variety here is incredible. You can create daily research briefings for niche communities that are just totally drowning in information. You can do thought leadership content for founders who want to own LinkedIn. You could be a nonprofit historian turning old annual reports into emotional pitches for high-ticket donors, or post-event recaps for corporate sponsors. Let's paint a picture with just one of these. Brand education for new employees. Imagine a new hire's first week. Normally, they get a massive, boring company wiki and are told to just read it. But with NotebookLM, you take that exact wiki and turn it into a multi-part audio series. That new hire is suddenly listening to their onboarding like it's a true crime podcast on their commute. You've totally revolutionized their training, and you didn't even have to write a single script. Now, if you're wondering if there's real money in this, especially those daily research briefings, just think about the number 50 million. The media company Morning Brew built $50 million in annual revenue and gathered over 4 million subscribers purely by doing daily curated briefings. Why did it work? Because they aggressively cut through the noise and saved busy people time. Historically, you needed a massive, expensive team of writers and editors for that. But now, you have an engine that does the curation in seconds. You just ingest dozens of industry newsletters, prompt for the vital takeaways, and boom, you have a hyper-niche, highly valuable briefing. The market demand for curated clarity is just absolutely massive. But here is the mental shift you really need to make when pitching to executives. You're not selling content. You are selling perceived presence. Let that sink in for a second. Outsourced authority content is up 36% right now because execs know they need to look smart and active online. But they've got imposter syndrome, they overthink their writing, and honestly, they just do not have the time. That is a massive pain point for them, and you solve it. You use NotebookLM to distill their old podcast interviews or messy meeting transcripts into a steady stream of polished clips. You literally make them look brilliantly indispensable and present, all while they are completely hands-off running their business. And when you're pitching nonprofits or event organizers, keep this Robert McKee quote in mind. The shortest distance between 2 points is a good story. These organizers spend hundreds of thousands on massive conferences, right? But 2 weeks later, attendees only remember a chaotic blur of notes. So you pitch them a guaranteed return on investment. You feed the raw event transcripts into NotebookLM and transform that messy data into a highly produced on-demand masterclass. You're creating emotional, visual narratives that they can send to attendees and, more importantly, sponsors. Giving sponsors that kind of polished asset dramatically boosts retention for the next year. You are basically selling them the tool that sells next year's tickets. Let's move to Section 4, the affiliate marketing engine, generating passive income. So we just talked about active client services. Let's see how this builds into passive income by promoting other people's products. We'll anchor this in some real data from our sources. Looking at the ClickBank affiliate marketplace, a single conversion for a course creator system averaged a massive payout of $198. Payouts are that high because digital products have incredible profit margins. Now, the old hurdle with affiliate marketing was always building enough trustworthy content to get someone to actually click your link. Doing that used to be exhausting. Now, NotebookLM just effortlessly hurdles that barrier by doing all the deep dive research and content generation for you. Let's look at exactly how this profit funnel flows. First, you pick a lucrative niche. Well, let's say high-end remote work setups, or maybe weight loss smoothies. You have NotebookLM ingest a bunch of authoritative articles, scientific studies, and data on that topic. Then, you generate a super engaging 15-minute deep dive podcast. You upload that to free platforms like YouTube or Spotify. The AI has basically just created this conversational content that builds real parasocial trust with the listener. And once they trust you, they naturally check the description for more resources. Boom. Right there, you've strategically placed your high-ticket affiliate links. They click, they buy, you get paid. And the absolute best part? Your upfront cost to create that high-converting content was literally zero. Bringing us to Section 5, scaling without a keyboard, automating the profit. So the crucial point is that the real beauty of all these strategies is how effortlessly they scale once your framework is up and running. The ultimate goal is to step totally away from the keyboard and let the system run itself. To pull that off, you layer in some automation tools. For example, use a tool like monetize to automate your web research scraping, feeding fresh data right into your workflow. Then, take those brilliant NotebookLM scripts and run them through 11 Labs to perfectly clone an executive's voice. That gives you hyper-personalized content at scale. You can also sell recurring post-event retainers, so you just automatically get paid every time a client hosts a webinar. And maybe the best trick, every time you save a refined answer in NotebookLM, you're building a reusable source library. It's a compound effect. The more you work, the smarter your database gets, letting you instantly pull high-value insights for future clients with zero extra effort. We've mapped the landscape, broken down the workflow, explored the high-leverage services, and looked at how to automate it all. This entire blueprint for generating profitable content is right here. Which brings us back to the core premise of this explainer. The AI land grab is happening as we speak. The tools are basically free, the margins are almost 100%, and the corporate world is absolutely starving for the clarity you can provide. But this boom won't last forever. In 12 months, that city will be built. So the final question is, will you own the deed or will you be paying rent? Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and I'll catch you on the next one.